This is Idaho News 6.
Halloween means some scary good fun with costumes, candy, jack-o'-lanterns, and of course, haunted houses. But have you been to the haunted mansions? Our Natasha Williams takes us on a spooky stroll through the haunted mansions of Albion in tonight's Made in Idaho.
This abandoned Idaho college is rumored to be one of Idaho's haunted hotspots. But if you want to brave this attraction, you'll have to head out in the middle of nowhere.
It was the Albion Normal School. 100-year-old building. They're beautiful brick buildings. There's also a really special history and a special feeling here. We've met a lot of people that went to school here. It was an old college campus.
Have fun! Do you like my doll?
Yeah, she's very nice, cute, very nice.
She doesn't like you.
I just love it. I love the atmosphere, all the other actors. It's just a great place to work. It's fun scaring people, making grown men scream like little girls. It's probably my favorite.
Actually, I get scared. Like I'm not paying attention and an animatronic jumps out at me. I'm like, no! See you around. I do believe in the paranormal. It's just, I haven't had seen one be like, oh, yep, Casper's real, I'm out.
We do have a lot of neat stories here that are associated with the history of the campus that are ghost-related stories that the community over time have talked about. A lot of people drive up here and they're like, what in the world? Why would they have built a college here? And that was my first reaction as well when we came here. The community petitioned with the state of Idaho to bring a college here, and they agreed to build a college if the community would come together and build the first building, which they did over here at the stone building that's now a museum. Over time it closed down. And then they had the Magic Valley Christian College come in also during I believe the 60s and 70s. Then from my understanding, they had a few other small groups come in, but then it was abandoned and they boarded up all of the windows. The city of Albion had a great task to try to take care of it and keep people out. A lot of graffiti, a lot of vandalism. But in 2008, we came and purchased the buildings and took it over and started the big renovation process and cleaning them out.
I believe it is haunted, but I haven't seen enough of it to tell you fully oh yeah, it's haunted. I just had some very rare experiences here. I've seen things that I think it's someone else that are walking through the building, and I go and try to say hi to them or something like that. No one would be there.
These are the dorms.
There was one time, this was the creepiest thing that has ever happened here. I was the first door one and we were walking around and we went into this room and there was a guy and he was completely in black in a hood and he was just staring at the sink in this pitch black room, no flashlight, no anything, by himself, just standing there. I walked in there and I was like, nope, I'm not dealing with that. And when we went back through to go find him, because other people were complaining that he was just being creepy because he was just standing there, we could not find him. We searched every room, every nook, every cranny, and he was not there.
Okay, hard no, hard no, hard no.
We have parents that bring their kids out and work with their kids and go home laughing all night from the stories and things that they've seen. And so it brings a lot of joy to a lot of people.
Natasha Williams, Idaho News 6.
So the COVID-19 outbreak has changed almost everything about our day-to-day lives. Work, school, family trips canceled or postponed. But many Treasure Valley families are getting creative for their kids' birthdays. And our Don Nelson found a neighborhood family who really knows the element of surprise.
These are one of those positive stories, and we need a lot of them these days, how parents and families are dealing with the self-isolation and celebrations, specifically birthdays. As you can see, this young man, this 10-year-old Cameron, is having a birthday party. What he doesn't know is mom and dad are going to surprise him because they had told a lot of people to come by and have, I guess we call it, a just nod, mom, a drive-by birthday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, a drive-by birthday party.
This is what you call a drive-by birthday for 10-year-old Cameron. So some people are getting out of their cars, dropping a gift in. I did not think that in the second week of self-isolation I would be emceeing a parade.
Happy birthday, Cameron!
When you invite so many friends and neighbors, You have no idea how many people are going to show up, but I think a lot of people are enjoying getting out of their house, keeping a safe distance from everybody in their cars, and coming by and wishing Cameron a happy 10-year-old birthday, his 10th year.
Happy birthday from the Meridian Police Department. To your buddy.
Like I said, if nothing else, it gets people out of their houses for just a few short minutes. And we're all keeping safe distance. We're all keeping 6 to 8 feet apart. And only a few people are actually getting out of their trucks and their cars to hand off birthday cards. So this is what it has come down to, drive-by birthday parties. And it's actually quite entertaining and fun. So I don't know if this is the end of the parade, but we have to keep our distance. So Cameron, what do you think about a drive-by birthday party? You got to say it real loud so we can hear you.
That was amazing.
It was amazing, yes it was. And that's a drive-by birthday party.
Community members are calling for racial equity and equality in Boise. People marched in the Boise Our Front Yard protest Friday night to spread the message. Idaho News 6 photojournalist Doug Locksmith spoke with protesters about the change they hope to see and spark locally.
It's literally focused on the front yard of Boise. Focus on the front yard of the great state of Idaho. My number one goal is be a guidance meter for the message. Right? Keep the message intact. Make sure it's not misconstrued or it's not championed in the wrong way. To ensure that we're focused on what really matters here, and which is the individual citizens of Idaho.
Today we are having a protest. We're not affiliated with any type of organization. We're just people who have been coming out here every single day. We're looking for racial equality, particularly here in Idaho. We don't expect to change the whole world, but we're really hoping that we can change our Treasure Valley. And it's been really important to just keep showing up, keep having solidarity for our Black friends, our Black family members, the Black people of the community here in Idaho. And you know, we're really just having a peaceful protest, and we just want to let people know that we want racial equity.
We want justice today and tomorrow. Today! Who's there tomorrow? No one! No one! No one!
No one's here to loot, no one's here to riot, no one is here to destruct anything, but we're all here to overcome our painful past. We're here to overcome that, but how do we overcome it? We overcome it with channeling this message in the right direction. And yeah, it starts out here, but the goal is to ultimately end up in there, where the difference will be made.
It's kind of just time for us to take a stand against this. It's really been far too long. You know, like racism has been an issue in the United States. It's time for a change.
When we scream to Idaho. You know, when we chant to Idaho. We're not trying to tackle the whole nation, but Idaho is in a very unique place.
George! Floyd! Breonna Taylor!
If we can literally take that, what we have here, and initiate it to where we're channeling in a direction that's going to regulate for the nation, then that'll be great. So we're fortunate enough to be in a place to where we don't have to riot. We're fortunate enough to be in a place like, when you look at those places like the Minnesotas, the LAs, the New Yorks, they're rioting, they're in pain. We are all in pain. I'm telling you, I am in pain, but I choose to channel that energy in a great direction. You know, something that's not destructive, something that's going to come up with results. It's going to pursue results. I think that's the bottom line here, is the result.
We have made some progress, but it just hasn't been enough. And with all of the deaths that have happened around the country, to me, it's like I feel like there is some of that anger, but we want to be here peacefully. You know, we want peace between everyone, and that's why we're here. We're here to share love. We're here to share peace. We just want unity amongst everyone here in Idaho. We've kind of just decided we're gonna serve our front yard. You know, like we can't change the world, but we can change Boise, and that's what we're here for.
The Rotary Club of Emmett and volunteers placed thousands of flags today at the Emmett Cemetery ahead of Memorial Day. Organizers say it's a time-honored tradition to show respect for our veterans and their families.
You can usually see it from the highway and see all the flags. I think the community understands that people still care. I think it's important that our community shows respect and reverence to all of those who have served their country and have passed away, because I think they are really the heroes, and I think they need to be recognized. Rotary Club took this over a few years ago from a lady who was doing it, and her husband became ill and she wasn't able to continue, so we've been doing it for the last couple of years, and Rotary's really involved in our community, and she knew that we would make sure that this project got completed. I think families expect it. I had 2 calls this week from individuals who were buried here and they hadn't had flags on. Somehow their name got missed, and it was really important for them this year not to have their loved one missed and that they receive a flag. It's really important to the families of those who survive.
This is Idaho News 6.
Here's another just for fun Halloween story for you ahead of the holiday weekend. The Boise Little Theater is a local standby. It's entertained guests for more than 70 years, making it Idaho's longest running all volunteer community theater. But is something spooky lurking backstage? Our reporter Nicole Camarda and chief photographer Doug Locksmith teamed up with Western Idaho Paranormal to investigate.
Boise Little Theater has been closed down since the beginning of the pandemic, but a few special guests have stuck around and made themselves known.
There's a lot of skeptics out there who don't believe it. From my personal experience, I know they're here. I know they are present. The ghosts that we have encountered here in the theater are really super nice, really super friendly, and they seem to be pleasantly happy here.
Is Justice or George here?
Sometimes he won't let the lights turn on. I was standing here one night, just like this, watching the show. I could see both doors, see both light switches, and the lights came on, came off, came on, came off, came on, came off. And I'm like, and I told him to stop it, and it stopped.
It was kind of peeked out. It definitely felt like you're being watched. A few times I saw shadows in doorways and heard some strange sounds tonight that we're hoping we caught on our recorders.
It's really dark in here. Do you think you could turn some lights on for us?
Other side of the lobby is actually the poster of the show that was on stage when the original theater burnt.
Does the play The Fifth Season have any significance for you?
During the fire, of course, people panic and get out, and then the two people who perished in the fire, the one came back into the theater to save the furs, which were on loan from one of the fur shops downtown Boise. And the other guy who actually perished in the fire, his wife went out one side of the building, he went on the other side of the building, he couldn't find her, so he went back into the theater to find her. And unfortunately, he perished in the fire. We can feel them here. Their presence is known. So what happens is when you walk through the breezeway right here, this window right here, because normally the lights are shut off into the costume room, and his face has appeared out this window looking at you. And I've experienced him looking at me a couple times.
In the costume room, it's a very tight space. A lot of clothes, a lot of aisles of clothes. Started getting some activity. I heard what sounded like a loud vocal yawn and confirmed that wasn't any of our teammates. And then I believe you were holding a device that started lighting up unexpectedly because it hadn't done anything all night. And we had another device start going off like crazy.
Okay, now stop touching it.
Not really sure what that was all about.
Or are you trying to make a song?
I believe that there are some things here that we haven't been able to explain yet, and I know that people have had experiences here to suggest that there is a haunting here. All right, so let's spread out a little bit, I guess, and what was that?
What was that? And I don't think they are out to harm anyone here at the theater. They're at the theater because they loved it, and this is a happy spot for them. They were part of our lives, and they're still part of our lives. I think when the theater burned down and they lost their lives, unfortunately, I think we moved over from there to here. They needed to be part of the theater still, and the people are here. They feel the love. They feel they're part of something still, and I think that's why one of the things that we don't ever have any negative experiences with them is because they're here and they're with us and they are wanting to be part of our productions.
Nicole Camarda, Idaho News 6.